All right, boys, how's it going? There's millions of videos online now. Try to get you to do all these different business models. I'm sure most of you boys have seen them. They're showing you their flashy lifestyle and pretty much just saying, pay me and you can live like this. Or they're teaching you some bullshit theory in these free training videos. Again, I'm sure most of you have seen. I've pretty much come off the back of a big six-figure launch with one of my students. So basically, I partnered with my student Tamek, this guy down here, to set up, build, and scale his creator's launch. And I basically just wanted to dive in, show you all the behind the scenes, everything we set up. So instead of showing you all the theory behind it, how we actually did it, how this actually worked, so you can pretty much just copy all of these systems and do a huge launch for yourself. So yeah, let's get straight into it. I partnered with my student's creator and generated $138,300 in revenue in just 22 days. We're going to be revealing all the strategies, all the back end. It was 138k rev, and so far we've cash collected 94.2k, but obviously that's going to be going up and up and up over these next couple of weeks, and we should hit six figures in cash collected very, very soon. One of the six things about this launch as well, we had a really, really good process. We had a 48% closing rate, 91% show up rate, and a 9% no-show rate. I've got some payment proof here as well, but we had a lot of stuff across different platforms, Zelle, Stripe, Warp, everything. So I included a few bits here, but we're going to dive into everything else now. So let's get straight into it, boys. First, right, how do we do this? We did this as an info agency. Whether it's growth operating, IPGA, info agency, info product agency, whatever you want to call it, right? We did it as an info agency. Pretty much as an info agency, you replace the need for a content agency, copywriter, funnel builder, sales team, manager, all this shit. You become all of that. You become an actual business partner rather than a basic freelancer just slaving away. You build info products for them, like a community, course, or mentorship, and then sell it to their audience. And because of this, you have a huge earning potential and actually own part of the business, which is, in this case, a revenue share. You can do profit shares, retainers, whatever it might be as well. But we like to focus on an actual revenue share because you're getting paid based on kind of the product you deliver. How well you do means you get paid more, right? It incentivizes you, it incentivizes them. It just makes a lot of sense. If you are new to this completely, I did record a full in-depth course completely free on exactly how to do this and become an info agency and start making a lot of money. Feel free to check it out in the watch this next link below, and I'll also leave a link at the end of the video. But you know, if you are brand new, feel free to watch that. Maybe watch this first, see it actually working, so you understand how it actually happens in real life, I guess. And then go ahead and you can watch that, learn all the different strategies, because it's a pretty long video. Now, straight into it, I'm gonna mess you around. So, before Tamek signed the trading creator as his client, the trading creator was pretty much selling a low ticket course, Signals Group on School, for $197 per month, bringing in on average around 10k per month. And obviously, he wanted more, as you can see the little school join button there. Most coaches are stuck with no idea how to get out, so pretty much everyone is in the same position who's not got an operator, an agency on the back end. They're selling, shitty $97 per month communities, dealing with huge churn rates. They're spammed by low ticket buyers, asking them questions and stuff like that, and they're basically making $0 per follower. They could have 100k followers, might be making a couple $1,000s, but realistically, it's not even worth their time. So Tamek fired out a beta launch and generated $40,000 in 3 days organically with pretty much zero experience. He had just transitioned from copywriting into the growth operating space and joined Operator Labs, which if you don't know, that's my low ticket community that it's kind of my top of funnel, right, that I was talking about. So people come in there, they get the kind of different softwares, frameworks, everything pre-built for them, and obviously you get access to the weekly group calls as well. So he just hopped in there. He learned on the fly, set up pretty much simple systems, I would say, in Go High Level, used our pre-built stuff as well. And then he did everything himself and still managed to do a huge launch for the creator. And if you want to, you can watch the full breakdown as well. We did a full video going through this full launch where they generated 40k in 3 days. Now, what is a beta launch? It's just a short launch pretty much with limited spots. So you do market research to find the perfect buyers in the creator's audience, these warm leads who are ready to purchase right now. Build up the launch with teasing and marketing, then run a launch sequence to maximize sales before the end. This allows you and obviously the creator to get paid fast, validate the creator, build leverage and trust, and then obviously set up for a long-term partnership as well. And the biggest thing about a beta launch is there's not much back-end, front-end work to be done because it's all marketing. The only thing you're selling is access. You're selling one-to-one access, group access, whatever it might be. You're just selling access. So you don't have to sit there and create millions of course videos, anything like that, because all you're selling is group calls, access to them, which is very, very easy because you don't have to build anything out, anything like that. So all the work can be put into marketing, setting everything up, and it allows you to launch in a much, much quicker amount of time. Now I've kind of went over the back end of it. Here's how it kind of worked, right? Once they started getting results from the students inside the first launch, Tamek started to plan for the next launch, but he didn't want to just coast along, make it over 40k. although he could have. Maybe not got 40k again, because obviously the most payment-ready buyers buy in the first launch, so it may have dropped a little bit, but realistically, he could have just coasted along and did pretty good launches consistently. But he didn't want to do that. So instead, he started planning to scale further with more systems, teams, and everything. However, obviously, he didn't know where to look or how to set everything up at all, pretty much. So he decided to partner with me, work more one-on-one with me, and bring me on board the offer completely to help him, build everything out. But the only problem we had, we didn't have much time before the launch, but we still got it done, right? We did pretty decent. Now, everything we're going to be going over today. Firstly, we got the waitlist launch. We're pre-selling to existing nurtured audience. And then obviously we open to the public. So we opened to the public, we drove traffic to the offer, and then sold to those guys as well. Then I'm going to be breaking down within those launches the funnel. So how we're actually driving traffic into the offer and launch, the landing page, things like that. The sales team and management. So that was kind of my part of this deal. How I built a killer team. I set up all the SOPs and set up all the flows in the back end to print straight cash. Onboarding, alpha fulfillment. How we're keeping all prospects satisfied and how we're actually delivering value. Keeping people happy and actually having a good product. Growth operating, info product agencies, they're all good. But realistically, you don't want to be working with creators who aren't actually going to deliver and aren't actually going to give value to their students. The best thing is obviously making money, right? But if you're making money, then the guys that are paying you are also making money. That's the best feeling ever. Then lastly, we're going to be going over the back-end setup as well. How we're using automations and systems to delete most manual work out of this process and just fully scale. And especially going forward from today as well. There's going to be so much more systems going into place. And yeah, just so much more processes and so much scalability. Now, yeah, that's it. Straight in, waitlist launch. I don't want to make this video too long. When the first launch closed around 2 months earlier, Tamek and the creator didn't want to stop getting leads into the funnel, rightly so, of course. So Tamek changed the funnel to a waitlist. All the links to launch changed to the waitlist across all the creators' platforms. So any prospects would be sent to a type form to apply to join the waitlist, right? They just click the link and it was a type form application. And once they finished that, they were inside the waitlist, right? They'd get access to the email list, everything like that, some lead magnets. But realistically, they're just in a kind of a queue, a waiting line. Once added to the waitlist, the leads received, nurturing assets, emails, an invite to the free Telegram, and just all this sort of free stuff to gain more buy-in, nurture them further, and slowly build more trust. They built up almost 200 leads on the waitlist who answered all the qualifying questions in the type form, which made it a much easier process when it came to obviously starting the launch with the waitlist. Now, when did we actually do the waitlist? It was 1 week before the public launch. The launch opened early for those on the waitlist, so we sent out an email with a case study, like kind of a student success story from someone who'd worked with the creator previously, and nurtured the leads before telling them to watch out for tomorrow's email, where they will receive an early access invite to the mentorship program. This was just to prepare people, get them ready, obviously increase the open rate, the click rate of the next email. We try to just get as many people to click on that as possible so they can all opt in and jump in, obviously, the mentorship program. The call to action took them to our basic VSL book a call funnel. We didn't really change that. The VSL was the exact same for the waitlist, the public, everything like that, and I'll be going over that very soon. Then, on actual waitlist launch day, the leads received a basic email letting them know that the early access is now available for the waitlist with a very, very direct email with a call to action. Now, this is kind of where it gets more in-depth, I guess. So, obviously, the first launch, Tamek did all the sales himself, very, very manually. He was at school, so he was staying up really late, up all night, then at school the next day. It was all a big mess, right? This time, I built for him a sales team, managed a sales team, everything like that. So I brought a dialer on board, and the dialer texted all of the leads on the waitlist as soon as we launched on that waitlist day. Anyone that hadn't booked a call, the dialer texted them straight away, got them booked in, just to maximize results during the waitlist launch. And he sent them a personalized message on WhatsApp or iMessage, depending, right? And it looked something like this. Big news, first name, it's Seta from Creators Team. I just wanted to let you know that we're officially opening our one-to-one mentorship program next week. But as you signed up for our waitlist, you get an exclusive early access. With that being said, here's the link to apply. Limited spots available. Then we had the link, and we'll be going through what that link looks like very, very soon. So he sent this to everyone on the waitlist, and that definitely increased the opt-in rate from the guys in that waitlist. Now, not going to go over the waitlist too much because obviously it's pretty similar to the public launch anyway. But overall, the waitlist launch made 30k in revenue and 15.5k cash collected, which is obviously not bad at all. It's more than a lot of people are doing in their public launches in this space. But realistically, it was much lower than we all expected. Everyone on the team, we did expect to bring in more. As for some reason, we thought the best leads were going to be on the waitlist. So the majority of the revenue would come in that first week. And obviously, we were very, very wrong. You've seen the title. You know how much we made in total. So we were very wrong thinking that the majority of the revenue we made in this first week. So Then we got into the public launch, right? We made that 30K. We were kind of a bit worried. What's going to happen going forward? Are we going to make more money? Is it going to just be like a 40K launch again? Obviously, again, we were wrong. So as soon as the waitlist launch closed, the public launch opened. We didn't want to sort of have any downtime. We wanted to maximize results. So we were constantly driving traffic to the funnel. We drove traffic from all platforms directly into the exact same VSL page, but it also includes a Typeform application, a book a call funnel. Obviously, the guys in the waitlist had already completed a Typeform, so we're not going to get them to do that again. So we removed that page from the funnel. But when it came to the public launch, we added a Typeform straight back in so people could apply. We don't want everyone jumping on calls. We don't know where's the closer's time, anything like that. The traffic came from the creators' Instagram, YouTube, free Telegram, low ticket school, and email. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. There may be a few extra bits, but as far as I'm aware, that is kind of what we were running. So we had the traffic come in. They got sent to a kind of VSL page on the landing page, straight into an application, and then in a book a call Calendly page, they booked themselves in most cases. So into the traffic, a little bit more in depth, right? On Instagram, the creator had 11.6k followers, not a lot at all. And this is kind of how the story sequence looked. So day one, building it up, we had the launch day. Tomorrow it all begins. Day two, current and aspiring traders. For the last 2 months, I closed my one-to-one mentorship program, Trader Accelerator, because I was too focused on working one-to-one with my students. Here are some recent results I got. See student results. So since you've all been begging me to join while we close down, I decided to finally open some new spots. Since the last time, I've been revamping and adding to the program. So let me explain to you what you get inside. And then we kind of broke down the program. We actually went over the benefits, not the features. People want to see results, right? They don't want to just care about the deliverables. But here's the catch. I'm looking for only 15 serious people to work one-on-one with me to become consistently profitable or multiply their profits with my strategies. And the first 15 people get a 37% discount. After 15 spots are filled, this offer will never be available again. That means this is the last time I will work with that small group of people, and the price is the lowest it will ever be. And we're launching on April the 9th, Wednesday. Stay tuned. Now, before I dive into the rest of these, just to be aware, Tamek did all of this copywriting. He set up all the story sequences, so shout out to him. I was more on the back end of the sales stuff, the back end systems, everything like that. I don't want to claim any of this. When I come on board into this launch, Tamek had already actually done the copywriting. He'd already built out these story sequences. Now, day 3, we have my one-to-one mentorship, Trader Accelerator, is dropping in 2 days. Again, the 9th of April. We had a countdown on Instagram, then a poll as well, saying you're ready, I'm so ready. Question sticker, ask me any questions you have about it, and then obviously he just went through and answered some questions. Some examples might be, I don't have time, is it still for me? I have small capital to start trading with, and then the creators went ahead and answered those questions, handled objections, things like that. Day 4, there was no story posts. We wanted to reset the stories before we posted the launch sequence. We didn't just completely spam it, so we gave it kind of a day downtime before going into day 5, which was obviously public launch day. On public launch day, we did the big announcement. So guys, my one-to-one mentorship, Trader Accelerator, is out now. I'm looking for 15 serious people to work one-on-one with me to become consistently profitable or multiply their profits with my proven strategies. I guarantee that you'll become a consistently profitable trader, making an extra 5 to 10k per month in 90 days or less, or I'll work with you one-to-one until you do. How can I guarantee you such a crazy guarantee? It's simple, results. Then we had some case studies, results, and I have much more of these. Now, this is pretty long, so my apologies. You can always pause and read through these if you want. But as you can see, we got crazy results for traders just like you who took advantage of the opportunity you have right now. If you want to achieve the same or similar results, I'm looking for 15 serious people to work one-on-one with me to become consistently profitable or multiply their profits with my proven strategies. DM me or respond to this story with the word mentor to apply. Only 15 spots available. And again, in the same sequence, you don't need any prior experience or special finance background. You don't need to be smart or have huge capital to invest. You don't need to take any high-risk trades or spend hours staring at charts. All you need is burning desire, proper guidance, and a working system. And this is exactly what you get inside my program. You'll learn the most profitable trading strategies and processes to win trades, guaranteed. I'll guide you, support you, and keep you accountable along your journey to make sure you'll become a consistently profitable trader in 90 days or less. And I'm confident in saying that there's no other program like mine. It's a simple, straightforward, and proven system that anyone can follow to master trading and achieve geographical, financial, and time freedom. But again, here's the catch. I'm looking for only 15 serious people to work one-on-one with me to become consistently profitable or multiply their profits with my strategies. And the first 15 people, again, get a 37% discount. After 15 spots are filled, this offer will never be available again. And that means it's the last time I will work with that small group of people, and the price is the lowest it'll ever be. Now, for a long one. So, if you're tired of being unprofitable or inconsistent in trading results, but want to achieve the geographical, time, and financial freedom, or quit your 9-to-5 job, and you're serious about making money with trading and actually want to make 2025 a successful year, I can help you one-on-one become a consistently profitable full-time trader and make an extra 5 to 10k plus every single month in just 90 days or less, guaranteed. DM me or respond to this story with the word mentor to apply. After 15 spots are filled out, this offer will never be available again. So that's everything leading up to launch day and on launch day. There's a few extra bits to go over in a second, but that's the main gist of it, right? That's how we drove most of the traffic in. Day 6, just one story. The day after, I didn't expect 300 plus of you to apply for Trader Accelerator. Me and my team are getting back to each of you, right? It's building that FOMO even more. Now, that's it. Leading up to the launch, that's it. We built the hype. We sent out the story sequence. Before closing the launch, we did a couple more stories just to sort of close in those last leads, get those last people through the funnel. 24 hours before I close my program, Trader Accelerator, this is your last chance to get in and save your spot. If you're tired of being unprofitable or inconsistent in trading results, but want to achieve geographical, time, and financial freedom, or quit your 9-to-5 job, and you're serious about making money with trading and actually want to make 2025 a successful year, I can help you one-on-one become a consistently profitable full-time trader and make an extra 5 to 10k plus per month in just 90 days or less, guaranteed. DM me or respond to this story with the word mentor to apply. This is the last time I will work with a really small group of people, 10 to 15, and the price will increase after the program closes. If you don't want to lose your spot, swipe up and DM me or respond to this story with the word mentor to apply. 24 hours left. Obviously, as well, each of these stories has pictures in it, but I don't want to bait out the creator. He wants to stay anonymous, so I've got to respect that. So yeah, obviously ignore the blue boxes. It's actually pictures of the creator, his lifestyle, all this type of stuff, of course. Now, right at the end, we did post one more story that I didn't write in here, announcing that we have one spot left. And this final story actually drove a lot of leads to the program. So make sure you do that as well if you are doing a launch. Make sure you do have one last push at the end, letting everyone know you have 1 or 2 spots left, because that's going to push a lot of traffic. All this traffic is obviously sent to message the word mentor. I wanted to show you what that looked like as well. So it's an automated sequence. As soon as they DM the word mentor, they receive a message just like this one. Yo, I see you're interested in my one-on-one mentorship. I've had it closed for the past month to work very closely with my students, but it's finally open until the slots fill up again. So if you want to work with me one-on-one so you can become a consistently profitable trader, making an extra 5 to 10k plus per month, click below to get more details and apply. Spots are limited, and obviously we dropped the funnel link right there, the VSL page. But that's it for the story sequences. Don't worry, nothing else is going to be as lengthy as that. I just wanted to pretty much show you as much as I can the full back end. I know it's boring, but for those of you who actually want to listen to this, it is going to be very, very helpful. Next, again, the email sequence. I'm going to go through this really simply. I didn't want to waste your time with this, but emails we sent out for the launch. Email 1, free game announcement. So we pretty much let them know that the next 5 emails will be resources. Again, Tamek did all the copywriting for this. He sent out the emails, so shout out to him. But pretty much the reason for this is 1, obviously we're giving them more value, nurturing them. But 2, we're letting them know that the next 5 emails will be free game, right? It's going to be resources. That means that the open rate and the click rate in the next 5 emails is going to go up massively, so we can nurture way more people and close way more people. Email 2, we went over the secret to success. Email 3, the creator's personal journey, going from a factory worker to 40k per month as a Forex trader. Email 4, the number 1 component to accelerate your success with trading. And then email 5, how my student name, I don't want to go over the case studies, but how his student turned $300 to 100k plus. Special gift for you in email 6, which was obviously early access to the mentorship. And then email 7, the final push, my one-to-one mentorship is out now. Some of the numbers I wanted to run through with you. We had about 1,400 recipients. If you look at the open rates, you know, it massively varies, to be honest. But I just wanted to show you, if you want to screenshot, pause, have a look. Again, some numbers. This wasn't exactly at the end, but average open rate got about 19%, about 1% click rate. Not too bad at all, right? Now, next, the YouTube community. Nothing special here. He has 18.7k subs. This is kind of his main platform. There's nothing different about the YouTube community post. We sent out the exact same as the emails, pretty much. Changed a few things around, but again, Tamek sent these out. They're just the exact same as the emails. I'm not going to run through this, but we posted them also in the YouTube community just to drive that extra bit of traffic, right? Free Telegram, 3.5k people in the Telegram, pretty much 3.6k people. In there, 3 days before the public launch, Tamek sent in current and aspiring traders, for the last 2 months, I closed my one-to-one mentorship program, Trader Accelerator, because I was too focused on working on one-on-one with my students. So since you all wanted to join while we were closed down, I decided to finally open new spots. We're launching on April 9th, Wednesday, but because you're inside my Telegram channel, I'm letting you guys join early. So here's a video that explains everything that's inside the program and how I'm going to help you become a consistently profitable trader, making an extra 5 to 10k per month in just 90 days with the link. But I can't work one-on-one with everyone, so I'm limiting the spots to 15 to ensure the high quality of the program. After 15 spots are filled out, this offer will never ever be available again, and that means it's the last time I work with that small group of people, and those 15 people are getting 37% special discount. So if you're unprofitable or inconsistent trader looking to make an extra 5 to 10k plus per month, ASAP guaranteed, here's how I can help you do that, obviously with the VSL page here. Now, 3 days after that on launch day, again, we posted, my one-to-one mentorship Trader Accelerator is out now. If you want my personal help to become a consistently profitable trader and make an extra 5 to 10k plus per month within 90 days or less guaranteed, then click here to apply. Obviously, we had the link. I'm only taking 15 people, so quickly. Hope to see you inside. Name. Yeah, that's obviously the creator's name at the bottom. But yeah, that's the kind of sequence we sent into the free Telegram. And then I've also got the low ticket school as well. I'm not going to run through this. It's the exact same, apart from we changed the wording from free Telegram to the name of the school. 335 members inside the school. Obviously not many online or whatever. But again, exact same thing. 3 days before and then launch day as well. The same exact messages pretty much. On YouTube, again, he's got 18.7k subs, so it's his biggest platform. Which he's definitely a micro creator, right? He's definitely not huge at all, but we still managed to do very, very well with him. YouTube videos we sent out for the launch. So we did a video sequence. We did a trading camp building up to the launch, leading up to the launch to build hype and nurture leads. Obviously, just give as much value as we can for free. Then on launch day, we did a simple YouTube video post with call to actions to book a call throughout. And that was just a trade breakdown video. I wanted to mention as well, leading up to it with this video sequence, the trading camp, and any videos prior to that as well, they all had a link in the description, but that was the waitlist launch link rather than the actual funnel. So we were still getting leads no matter what, even throughout. And we made sure to target warm leads, middle of funnel and bottom of funnel. We won't really try to bring in top of funnel people because chances are you're not going to sell someone in a high ticket if they've just saw you, you know, they're very top of funnel. So when you're leading up to a launch, you do want to focus on those guys payment ready. You know, they've been watching for a while, you're giving them tons of value, they're ready to buy. You don't want to be posting tons and tons of vlogs, getting tons of traffic in a launch because these guys aren't going to be, you know, buy ready. They're not going to be most aware. They're going to be right at the start of the funnel. You've got a lot of work to do to push those guys. So right now at a launch, you want to focus on those guys that have been following for a while, the middle of funnel, bottom of funnel audience. That's why we did kind of a trade breakdown of the trading camp. Next, Reels, really, really simple. Again, around just under 12k followers on IG. Obviously, I can't show you the Reels, so a little brief explanation. We did a 3-day Reel sequence to acquire more leads. They were literally just normal Reels with a call to action to DM or comment to get inside the mentorship. And it was really, really simple, right? No editing or anything like that. It was just the creator replying to ask me a question stickers, you know, like you get on the story. And he was just talking to the camera, replying to the question, and we posted them up as Reels. And again, we made sure to just target warm leads, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, answering questions, handling objections, and just pushing people into the mentorship. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for traffic. So just to reiterate my role in the launch, because obviously this is Tamek's launch. It's his creator, it's who he was working with. I just partnered with him to help him on it and made sure everything went well so we could massively scale. So firstly and most importantly, I worked directly with Tamek and helped him with anything he needed and any questions he had. We hopped on a lot of calls together, worked together. Obviously, he had questions for me. I helped him with different bits and bobs. But like on the main front, he did most of the work. He did all the copywriting, all this stuff. My main role, other than just helping him with the other stuff, I brought on board a killer sales team and set them up on the offer, which is a massive reason we scaled with this. I'll be getting into that soon. And then I also built the full back end with Tamek and showed him how to do everything, as well as implemented my pre-built systems and SOPs, because obviously Tamek had only really ever used Go High Level because he got it free inside my community operator labs. If any of you want that, feel free to jump in. You get free unlimited Go High Level. He'd never really messed around with Zapier, Pabbly, Make, any of that. So I had to sort of come in, do that for him, and teach him how to build a lot of the back end. And that's all I did. Other than that, he'd done most of the work. Now, boys, straight in. We've got the funnel, right? All our traffic is sent to the exact same VSL page. After the waitlist launch, an extra application page, like I mentioned, was added to qualify the prospects before allowing them to book a call with our team. This is because prospects on the waitlist were already qualified. I've already been through that, of course. So this is kind of how it looked. Again, most of this stuff was built in Go High Level because obviously we got it for free inside Operator Labs, and all the systems from the back end, the funnel and everything like that was built in here from the last launch as well. And Go High Level is just a perfect platform to use for most of the stuff. So we had the VSL page, the application page, book a call page, and then finally the pre-call VSL once someone books a call. Now, again, yes, this whole funnel was built inside GHL. It's super simple, but that's all that's needed. Simple skills. And obviously to make use of free Go High Level. He got inside Operator Labs, running through that. I'm not going to try and just sit here and sell you, but it's pretty obvious, right? Here's kind of how the VSL page looked. I'm not going to show you the VSL and bait him out, but for serious traders only, we had the offer statement here. You can pause, take a look. I just don't want to take too long on this. We had like kind of without statement here, without a huge capital, taking high risk trade, and then we had a guarantee here too. Google Doc Loom VSL, super simple. To make written the VSL for the creator, just using Claude AI, so super simple. Apply now, and then some extra sort of copy, and then just tons and tons of results. I've screenshotted, but I didn't want to, waste your time again. But tons and tons of results, and that's a huge part of the reason this offer blew up. It did really well. Is because this creator is valid, right? He actually puts the work in. He helps people he works with, and he's got tons of proof of that, tons of results. Now, after the VSL page, everyone that applies gets sent straight to the application page. This application is only for aspiring and current traders who have funds to invest in their learning. If you don't match this description, leave the page, right? We only want payment-ready leads, warm leads who are ready to actually hop in. So we had their first name, phone number, email, of course. How old are you? This is more for like financing reasons, which we didn't end up doing, but it still helped. What kind of experience did you have in trading? Beginner, intermediate, advanced. What is your current situation with trading? I'm an aspiring trader, currently unprofitable. I'm profitable, but consistent with my profits, and I'm consistently profitable and looking at the scale. Then we had, on a scale of 1 to 10, how determined are you to invest in yourself and become a consistently profitable trader if you're a good fit for our coaching? Then, our qualification questions. So, obviously, trading takes money to make money. Since I'm always going to be giving you hands-on help to help become a consistently profitable trader, it's also going to require my time. That being said, how much capital do you have to access right now to become consistently profitable? Please do not waste our time with false answers. Be honest, right? This is the first qualification question. So the only answer that's unqualified is this $0 to $500 range. Everything else is qualified. So if you are unqualified, you're sent straight into this page. Based on your answers, we've decided to decline your application. You can still join our school. Obviously, we have the link here. And then, obviously, the pricing. Please check your inbox for more details. If you've made a mistake on your application, or if you believe that your application was falsely reviewed, please reach out to us. Obviously, just to make sure we don't accidentally get people in the wrong place because of answers wrong, whatever it might be. Then they're added to the unqualified pipeline on Go High Level. They receive a 6-day email sequence to push them into that low ticket school, where hopefully we can nurture them further and eventually upsell them to the high ticket. If they are qualified, they're sent into the last question, which is number 7. If accepted into our mentorship program, are you ready to make a decision and get started right away? Again, we didn't have pretty much anyone, I don't think, answer A here. But if they answer these other questions, they're qualified. If not, again, they go into the unqualified section. But if they are qualified overall, they come all the way up here into, as you guessed it, the book a call page. The Calendly page, time allowed to book a call, just a little incentive to make sure they hurry up. Congratulations, your application was approved. Book your strategy call below. So this is kind of how it looked. This call is to determine what stage you're at in your trading journey. This way we'll know if we can help you achieve your goals. Your call will be with our student success coach, obviously ex-team member, and he will show you everything inside the program name. Find a time on the calendar and we'll look forward to speaking with you very, very soon. And that's pretty much it. In there as well, we had some extra kind of questions. Please make sure to attend or reschedule this call if you can't make it. By book and call, you agree to show up at the scheduled time. If you do not show up, you'll be blacklisted and not be able to schedule another call. This is just another thing to help increase that show up rate. Obviously, we've got 91% show up rate. That wasn't for no reason. We had to add in a little extra systems and sequences, just like this little checkbox right here, to make sure people show up to their calls. And then a final qualification. This mentorship requires a 4-figure investment, I understand. So basically, why would they hop on the call if they aren't ready to invest 4 figures? Pretty simple, right? Now, they come in, they book a call, they've applied, everything like that, they're qualified. Then they go to this page, the pre-call VSL page. I've written some little notes on here. Disclaimer, your call is not confirmed until you do these steps. Completing these steps is our requirement. It's 100% necessary to do before our call happens. Obviously, the goal is to nurture them, sort of show them what they need to do, and make sure they're actually kind of got more buy-in, they're ready to purchase when they get on this call. So step 1 of 3, watch this video. The first video is how to confirm their call. So we're making sure that they add this event to their calendar, whether it's on Google Calendar, Apple, whatever it might be. Answers, dialers, and messages and calls, that we want to make sure when our dialer reaches out to them, they actually respond to it. And then we need to make sure they're in a quiet and focused environment for the call. And then any other decision makers on the call are present. So whether they need their parents, their wife, their husband, whatever it might be, these people that need to be there are there. Next, the pre-call VSL. Pretty much just break down the program, setting their expectations, and just warming up, nurturing them before the call. Then finally, check out our students' results, just to nurture them more, build more trust. They click this link and it takes them to a full page, pretty similar to this one here, that just goes through all the different results that people have got. Again, just to nurture them more, build more trust. That's pretty much it for the funnel. That's kind of how it looks. So moving on to the sales team and management. This, in my opinion, boys, is for sure the biggest needle mover when scaling info. Just implementing a sales team alone would have still scaled this offer massively. So obviously they did 40k last time. Even if I didn't change anything else, just added the sales team in, that would have scaled this massively alone, right? And not only that I did bring a sales team on board for this offer, I brought on board 2 absolute killers that have worked in some of the biggest offers in this space. Obviously, you can see the results again here. This is actually updated a little bit earlier, so the cash collected is a bit lower. But we implemented a closer and a dialer setter that ended up closing 2, and he was killing it, to be fair. But it's just to show you don't need a huge team, right? I was kind of managing the sales team. I kind of Tamek passed on that role later on as well. He was more managing it in depth later on as the launch went further on. But that's all we needed, right? We needed the operator, we needed the dialer, and we needed the closer. That was it. Just to give you a brief breakdown of how the sales process went, we had the prospect complete the type form, speed to lead, 1 hour max. The setter dialer calls the lead. Did they book a call or not? If not, book something on the calendar. If yes, straight to the setter, sending them a private VSL on WhatsApp they must watch. In our case, it was a private podcast between the closer and the creator. The prospect replies once they watch the whole VSL, so they can thumbs up it or whatever. The prospect is then added to a group with the setter and closer on WhatsApp or iMessage, depending. And then this is kind of a basic template of what we do, but we ask for confirmation 24 hours before the call. Another reminder 6 hours, 2 hours. The setter calls 1 hour before the call if they didn't respond to this message. The link to the call is sent, and then either they pay, they no-show, or they show but they didn't purchase. And then based on that, obviously, it triggers something else, like 7-day follow-up from the setter, or we just keep following up with exclusive free resources to hopefully eventually get them back in our pipeline and get that close. So that was a basic breakdown. Let me just go a little bit more in depth now and show you exactly how we did it, so you can pretty much copy off us if you'd like to. So firstly, let's dive into our pre-call flows. One of the biggest bottlenecks we had with this was no A2P setup. So we didn't use Go High Level directly for dialing and SMS because we couldn't, because we didn't have A2P, but we did manage without it. So instead, we had to use the automated emails inside Go High Level because we wanted to set everything up and customize it. But the automated SMS was inside Calendly, so we could still utilize SMS and things like that. Then we had the dialer use his lead phone, so his personal kind of phone that he uses for leads, for iMessaging, WhatsApp, and everything like that with the leads. So we didn't have to kind of have it custom built inside, GHL, our CRM. We just had him do it privately on his own phone. This is kind of how the automated sequence looked. Appointment status, and then we sent a webhook. This was just to update Pabbly, so we could send a notification into Discord, update the pipelines, everything like that. Then we updated the opportunity in the Go High Level pipeline, added the tag, sent the confirmation email. Obviously the SMS, this didn't work, we didn't have A2P. Triggered the notification for the setter to do a triage call. Then again, 24 hours before the appointment, we sent a reminder in the company brochure, SMS, and then obviously just continuous reminders. I can give you a quick look at that, but we'll wait until the end. When I go over to the back end, I'll give you a quick look at these automations, how it's set up as well. We also gave the setter, dialer, scripts and frameworks for the pre-call flows. People pay more attention and actually respond to manual personalized messages over automated reminders. So we take advantage of that by dropping them a message on WhatsApp or iMessage as well. We plan to have the setter or dialer triage call the prospect instantly after the call was booked, like within 5-15 minutes. However, we did end up changing that to dialing them 1 day before their actual scheduled call. This just made more sense because we were calling them, more recently before the call, so they were actually kind of notified and ready to go. And it just saved the setter, dialer that some time because we had a lot of leads to go through. So, getting everyone dialed the same day was going to be very difficult. From that point, we obviously had no pickup or picked up. If they picked up on the triage call, the setter or dialer would confirm the prospect has watched the pre-call VSL, and if not, obviously tells them to, and completed all the necessary steps. Verifies the prospect's budget, as many people lie in the type form. We requalify them and get their real budget for the call. Obviously, at this point, if the prospect is unqualified, the setter, dialer would cancel their appointment and add them to the unqualified pipeline inside Core High Level, which is an automated sequence to downsell them to the low-ticket school. The setter dialer will ensure all decision makers will be attending the call, again, same as the pre-call VSL page. Then finally adds the prospect to a private WhatsApp group with the setter dialer and closer. If they didn't pick up, the setter dialer would message them, pretty similar thing, but on WhatsApp or iMessage, confirming again the prospect has watched a pre-call VSL, completed all the steps, ensuring all decision makers will be attending the call, and then adding the prospect to the private group again with the closer and everything like that. On message though, we didn't add in a financial qualifier because it just comes across too salesy. It can be quite naturally done on a phone call, but when you're just messaging back and forth, we didn't want to do any sort of financial qualifier, so in that case, we weren't able to do that. Then, from this point, the setter or dialer would then send them a free resource to warm them up, nurture them, and handle objections before the call. So the resource used on this offer was an unreleased podcast on how to become a six-figure trader in 2025. The podcast was recorded over Google Meet with the creator and the closer, and this was purposely done so the prospect can get familiar with the closer and know who they are before the call, instead of just like seeing some random sales guy. This was actually a tactic to make implemented in his first launch. It worked pretty well, so we did the exact same thing again. The closer would then drop a voice note inside the group just to kind of introduce himself in the group and things like that before the call, so the prospect can get to know him, everything like that. The prospect can then ask any questions, whatever they might need inside the group chat, and the setter dialer will keep them updated as well as nurtured. Some people are really easygoing, they're just ready for the call, whatever, they just want to listen to the reminders. Some people have a lot of questions to ask, they want to be more involved, so either way they can do what they want, right? If they have questions, they can ask them inside that group, that's what it's there for. 2 hours before the appointment, the dialer will send the prospect a manual reminder inside the group chat. So, hey, first name, your strategy call is in 2 hours, like this message to lock in your spot. That's kind of our last main reminder, but if there's no response, the setter dialer would call them 1 hour before the appointment to confirm they're showing up. And if they don't pick up, the setter dialer would send the following message, which is, hey, first name, if we don't hear from you in the next 20 minutes, unfortunately, we'll need to cancel your appointment. Like this message to confirm you're attending. If the prospect, again, doesn't like the message within 20 minutes, the setter dialer would cancel their appointment, move them to the no-show pipeline, and message them asking why they didn't respond. And then obviously they're going to try and rebook them on another call that hopefully they'll actually show up to this time, right? And they'll ensure that. We wanted to clean up all the leads and maximize the launch. So we also had the setter dialer call and message all the leads that completed the type form but didn't book a call. And they would call them 3 times. And obviously if they weren't able to answer the call, they would then message them. And it would look something like this. Hey, first name, it's Setter from Creators Team. How are you doing? Yeah, so I just saw that your application to join program got approved, but you didn't actually book a call with us. Is that correct? Mind if I ask why you didn't go ahead and book? No worries. The next step is just a quick call to see if it's a fit and answer any questions you might have. I have slots open on that. This would be the earliest sort of time available, then the next earliest available. Does that work for you? If not, ask when works best for them and book them in manually from the back end. We had kind of a whole doc SOP about this. So if objections came up at this point, the setter or dialer would have ways to answer them and things like that. But I don't want to bore you with tons of stuff. But this is pretty much how it went every single time. Anyone that joins my one-on-one partnership, obviously Operator Accelerator, I work one-on-one with them like I have with Tamek. They get a fully custom built out DM setting and dialing script for their offer/launch. We'll do all of that for you. We also obviously literally hand you a client and work with you in a partnership to launch their offer and scale it. There's a lot more involved, but I'm not going to give you some big sales pitch. We're going to go over that later on. One more thing as well, we also had set up kind of last priority for the setter dialer. Once he'd completed all these different tasks, messaged everyone, there was no more leads, we also had him go through the unqualified pipeline and just dial those guys up when he had a second, just to sort of verify they were actually unqualified, because again, some people do lie, so it might turn out they actually have the money to invest. Maybe they need a payment plan or split pay, but sometimes they were actually qualified. So as last resort, he went ahead and dialed those guys as well, just to sort of get some more people through the pipeline. But yeah, we also set up some post-call flows. So we had an automated three email sequence followed by weekly manual follow-ups from the setter or dialer. So if they no-show, they cancel, no close, or not interested, they're going to get added to this sequence where they receive, 3 emails. And then again, internal notifications. That's just to let the dialer setter know to reach out to these guys manually. Email 1 was a hard sell, just sort of a reminder of the offer, going back over it. Email 2, a case study sell, going over success stories. Email 3 was more of a personal success story, and then again, just a sort of final CTA back into the offer. And then in these emails, they're also sort of pushed to join the mid-ticket if they can't hop back into the high-ticket program. So now, boys, onto onboarding and fulfillment. This is one of the, if not the most important part when building and scaling info products for creators, coaches, as a growth operator, info agency, whatever. The reason we're able to do big launches with this creator and will continue to scale bigger and bigger is, one, because obviously we're fucking good at what we do. But secondly, what I really wanted to talk about, this creator actually has a good product, good proof, good case studies, a good personal story, everything like that, right? He's legit. He knows what he's doing. He is really working with all these people, getting them real results and making a positive impact, which is just the best type of person you want to work with. Step 1 of a good product is a good onboarding process. A good onboarding process helps build momentum and get small wins fast. They take action sooner, boosting the program's perceived value for the prospects. It helps align expectations early so you avoid churn and refunds, as well as obviously like miscommunication, disappointment, people end up cancelling, whatever it might be. So I'd just say, right, focus massively on the onboarding process. Most people just let that float by. It's a little thing. It's massive, right? So just make sure you have a good onboarding process. You need them to sort of get instant gratification. As soon as they pay, they need to see something. They need to receive it. It needs to be like kind of a little win straight away for them. It also creates leverage when you're looking to scale and automate more of the process, because obviously if you've got a good onboarding process, you can just pump more leads into that. If people start buying, you have the capabilities to onboard as many people as you want, because it's an automated process. It's, set up perfectly and you've got the systems to do so. Now, as soon as a prospect pays on a sales call, this is kind of how our onboarding process works. The closer instantly completes the end of close form that we set up and drags them to close in the pipeline. This triggers the onboarding automation and sends them an email while still on the call. So obviously the closer can ensure they have everything they need. They don't just want to click payment and end the call. That's the most stupid thing you can ever do. The closer wants to stay on the call with them, make sure they get access to everything that they need, make sure they're happy with everything, and then they can close off the call. So they need to sort of complete these steps whilst on the call, and then they're going to instantly receive this onboarding email. They're going to get the tag added, then they're going to get moved into this pipeline as well. This is kind of how our onboarding email looks. Obviously, I've hidden a few things, but we have the program logo. Well, with my one-to-one mentorship, the name of the program. Again, you can pause and look through this properly if you want, but a little bit of copy, welcome them in, reiterating the sort of guarantee, and then giving them some steps, right? To sign the contract, submit the welcome form, join in the actual Discord, booking the one-to-one kind of onboarding call with the creator, and then, accessing the course curriculum. But they'll get instant access to that because it's inside school, actually. Then finally, they can access the roadmap, which is going to show them everything they get, the different steps, the timeline, everything like that. Again, just so you understand what they're actually getting. If they paid through WAP, they'll also get access to the onboarding process, very similar to this, inside WAP, which instantly adds them to the Discord, that includes all the same onboarding links as the email. It's probably an even smoother process, to be honest, but the reason this wasn't consistent is because WAP ended up holding some money and stuff. We had some issues with it. Because the product wasn't actually on WAP, WAP obviously wanted to see more proof and stuff. It took a while for funds to get cleared. So a lot of the payments ended up going through Zelle and Stripe, just kind of with the creator's preference, to be honest. So we weren't able to onboard everyone through WAP. So we had to sort of set up these different processes as well. After onboarding, we need to make sure they're happy once they're inside and they fully understand what they're getting, plus they make the most of it. So here's the deliverables and features of what they actually get. I'm not going to go through this full thing, but you can take a quick look if you want to. It just sort of explains all the benefits. They get a one hour long call with the creator. They'll map everything out, give them a roadmap. They'll get held accountable. They'll get ongoing support, guidance. They'll get access to the roadmap. Obviously, they're access to the premium inner circle community. They'll get 24/7 support. They're going to get personal homework and things like that. Group coaching calls, personal phone number so they can reach out anytime. Lifetime access to the sort of mid-ticket course. On top of that, all the proven trading strategy systems, pretty much everything you need, and obviously working closely with the creator, and then obviously the guarantee as well. Features, they're getting the one-to-one strategy call, direct access to the creator, the complete trading blueprint, assignments, feedback, homework, obviously the community again, weekly group coaching calls, the mid-ticket course, and then obviously again the roadmap like I mentioned. Now, that's pretty much everything for the onboarding and fulfillment. So, diving in again, just keep this nice and short. The backend setup. Tamek ran up the first launch pretty manually, honestly. Again, like I mentioned earlier, doing most of the stuff by himself. only really utilizing Go High Level because he got it free in our community operator labs. And he was obviously very, very new to this when he first started. He didn't want to invest loads of money. He didn't want to jump into the deep end. So he jumped in the low ticket, got what he needed, and then still managed to generate $40,000 in 3 days. So you literally have zero excuses, by the way. This kid was 17, in school, didn't join any sort of mentorship and anything like that, and still managed to cook up a crazy launch. But for this launch, him and the creator both wanted to scale to bigger numbers. He also wanted to save some more time and take himself out of the process as much as possible. So obviously systems, automations were the answer to all of this, other than obviously the sales team stuff that we've already ran through. So here's a quick look at some of the platforms we utilized. Obviously, we had to connect all these different stuff. We had WAP, Kit, obviously like ConvertKit, Calendly, High Level, Typeform. There may be some extra things I'm missing, like simple stuff like Google Sheets and things, but realistically, that's the main stuff we used, as well as Discord. To integrate these platforms, you need something like Pabbly, Zapier, Make, or NA10. We actually chose Pabbly and Zap. He wanted to go with Zap at the start. We ran into some issues and stuff, so I actually helped build most of the back end through Pabbly. We kind of have it over a mixture of these two. We didn't actually end up using Make and NA10, even though they're very good platforms. We didn't utilize them for this launch, but I just wanted to include them to show you guys, if you want to know how to build the back end, you should look into all these platforms. But again, they're definitely not necessary, right? Like I said, Tamek ran up a 40k launch with just Go High Level alone, so don't worry too deeply. On a basic level, the backend setup is just systems that allow different platforms and different processes to connect and speak to each other. This means that you can sit back and relax once everything else is in place, because you don't need to manually track and move everything. Really, really brief overview of how it worked. Obviously, our first step of the backend was the Typeform. So from the Typeform, we had all the responses, and they were also added in through Pabbly automation to the Go High Level contacts. So as soon as someone completes Typeform, like this one here, it would come in as a new contact in Go High Level. They get added to the pipeline, like I'm going to show you in a moment. And in their contact on Go High Level, we would see all their questions right here. So the sales guy would understand, their different questions, their different answers, so he can go ahead and utilize the call and the kind of pre-call process as well to them. Obviously, they would then be asked to book a call. Whether they book a call or not, it depends. But if they don't book a call, the set of data would follow up with them, make sure they book, whatever it might be. And that depends where they come into the pipeline. So if they just complete the Typeform, they come in here. If they complete the Typeform, then instantly book a call, they'll obviously land here in the pipeline. Either way, it's all good. Then they'll be triage called. Then from that point, it depends on how the call goes. They can no-show, no-close, deposit, closed, cancelled, rescheduled, mid-ticket, not interested, unqualified. Then we had different follow-ups as well, which is why a lot of these ones are empty, because we had them all moved to the follow-up processes. Yeah, that's a bit of a tongue twister, but that's pretty much how it would work on a visual side of it. On the back end, I'll show you probably in a moment because it's not too in-depth, but here's some of the stuff we built out. We had WAP to Discord for payments, end-of-day dialer, end-of-day closer. These are for Discord, so we get the updates. School invite, we didn't actually end up utilizing. This is the main workflow where we had the Typeform sent in. New appointment, Discord notification, so when calls are booked, we updated in the Discord so everyone got notified. Unqualified Typeform to the unqualified pipeline and Go High Level. Then we also had the end of close form submitted into Discord, so if someone closes or whatever, we get an update so we all know we're on the same page. In Zap, again, very, very similar. Appointment to Discord. Once the contract was signed, they sent the school invite. This was implemented very late, as you can see, April 23rd. This was after the launch. Go High Level to Kit subscriber, so everyone that was added to GHL through the Typeform and stuff was instantly also added to the email platform, so they can obviously get the email sequences. Go High Level Waitlist, same exact thing, Kit subscriber, Typeform to Kit subscriber, and WAP payment Discord notification. So anytime payments came in, it was sent into Discord, just so the closer could actually see the payment had landed without having to check with the creator and things like that. Some back end of the email stuff, I've already went through this earlier. Typeform numbers, this isn't actually right at the end, but I can show you anyway. 870 views, 530 starts, 271 submissions. We had a 51.1% completion rate and a kind of 2-minute time to complete. I don't know if any of you nerds really care about that, but if you do, there it is. Other than that, we had the workflows on Go High Level that I'm going to dive through in a moment, so I'm not going to dive into that too much. The Discord, I can't really show you too much in here either, but different things in there. And then we also had the tracking sheet, as you can see, the cash collected, the revenue, all the calls, the Fathom links, the notes, cash collected, everything's in there, right? But that's pretty much it. So let me show you the Discord really quick first. I can't even dive anywhere, but yeah, we've got general, we've got all the notifications that came through, waitlist submissions, we have the chat, the sales database, the Notion SOPs, funnel links, everything like that, right? And a few voice channels as well. Not much to look through there, and I can't really click on the channels, I don't want to bait anything out. In the backend, if I just open this here, we've got Pabbly. So, for example, you've got new appointment to Discord. There's not much to show you again here, but as you can see, customer books appointment comes into lead connector, instantly sends a channel message, comes straight into there. It's just demo data, so it's all good. Unqualified type form. Again, if a unqualified type form response comes in, it runs a router. So this one's a little bit more advanced. We actually end up using this for all type form responses. So route 1 works out. So this works out if they're qualified or unqualified, and it sends them the right way. So if they're qualified, for example, it'll go to route 1, I think. Yeah. So as you see, if it contains this or contains this, that means they're unqualified. So then it's going to create a contact for them. It's going to put them into a pipeline. Obviously, we had to get the pipeline first, so Pabbly could understand which pipeline to put them into. Put them into that pipeline, create the opportunity, and then finally update the Discord as well. It's exactly the same for the qualified prospects. I'm not going to bore you and show you everything, but that's kind of how that works. So if you are interested in kind of the back-end stuff, that's a very basic back-end automation, honestly, but that's kind of how it looks. Other than that, we've got the tracking sheet. I already sort of went through this with you. You can take a look at the different payment processes, cash collected after fees the creator wanted to actually have us do, different objections, call notes, but all of this was sort of fired into the Discord anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much everything on that side of things. I forgot to actually record this, so I'm actually adding this little bit in after the fact, but I wanted to give you a quick look at the go high level automations as well. I can't dive too deeply on anything without giving too much away, but here's kind of the workflows we had set up. So when someone actually closes on the offer, they automatically get added into this workflow just from the pipeline, and then they're going to receive the onboarding email, get tagged with closed and stuff like that. That's one of the ones I can show you. Create a contact, really, really simple. Custom booked appointment. I can't dive into this, but I can show you what we have set up. So we send out a webhook to Pabbly to set up other automations out of Go High Level. We add them to a pipeline, add the book tag. Obviously, the SMS didn't actually work. We had no A2P, but we got the email. We sent an inbound notification to our setters and dialers to sort of go ahead and contact them manually as well. Then we have 24-hour reminder where we actually sent them a company brochure as well. Again, another SMS that didn't actually get sent out. Another email reminder where they get the unreleased podcast this time. And then just some more reminders. Again, social proof, 2-hour reminder, which is when the dialer gets the inbound notification to send the final sort of manual reminder inside the WhatsApp group as well. And then just some extra stuff, 20 minutes before, 5 minutes before, and that's it. Other than that, that's kind of the main ones I can show you. We have deposit data. If someone makes a deposit, but they're actually not inside the group yet, they've just sort of made a deposit to save their spot. We've got end of day reports that we actually set up inside Go High Level, but they've now moved to Google Forms. Lead magnet submission, where they get added to Kit, so we have their email in there as well. Low ticket downsell, so anyone that's unqualified comes into this workflow. Mid ticket downsell. These are the post-call flows. I should be able to show you this as well, actually. Any of these pipeline stages gets added to this sequence. We have 3 emails, and then we have manual reminders for manual follow-ups in WhatsApp or iMessage as well. You can see there's quite a lot of people after the launch too. Page 2, it's just the end of close workflow that Tamek actually installed pre-made. So when he got his Go High Level accounts from us, all of these automations are actually pre-installed in the accounts. So this end of close for automation was pre-made for him. He's had to customize it, but actually customize it for him. So if you get Go High Level underneath us, you get all of our pre-made snapshots, workflows, funnels, everything like that, which is going to include really intense workflows like this. There's actually more steps to it, but because we had other systems set up, we actually had to remove some of it. So this workflow is actually bigger than this, believe it or not. But basically, the way this works, it takes the end of close form, and depending on what the result is, you know, if it's a no-show, no-close, close, whatever it might be, then it sort of performs different actions just to automate the process. It adds notes, it adds tags, it updates the appointment, and then if they're closed, for example, it'll again update the appointment. Different things like that, really, but usually this also sets up for the onboarding data and things like that, but obviously we have different automations set up for that stuff. But yeah, I think that's the most stuff I can kind of show you on the Go High Level without giving too much away. I hope that helps. I hope you can copy some of this stuff. And obviously, if you want to use our Go High Level accounts, feel free to join Operator Labs or jump in the one-to-one partnership, mentorship, and you'll get free, unlimited Go High Level, all the sub-accounts you need for you and your clients, all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Back to the video. Let me just head back into the Miro board. Now, I wanted to sort of dive back into this a little bit. Yes, we did manage to generate 138k in 22 days. Yes, it was a pretty sick launch, especially that I worked with my student on it. It wasn't just my launch with my team. I worked with someone who's, you know, been trying to scale in this space. He's only young, he's in school, he's in Poland. So helping him generate 138k is even better of a feeling, to be honest. And yes, we almost cash collected 100k, and over the next week we definitely will have. However, that definitely doesn't mean this is perfect, because it wasn't. So I did want to be very transparent and go through some bottlenecks as well and some plans for the future. I came on board to this very late to the launch, before the launch, so we weren't able to build out everything we wanted, and we still had a lot of manual aspects. The tracking sheet was updated manually from the sales guys, everything like that. The main reason for that, I tried to automate it, and because it was like a Polish Google Sheets, the formulas are different, and they just wanted to get started ASAP, so I didn't actually have time to set everything up. I brought on some 6 sales guys onto this offer, but at the start, the SOPs, the systems weren't really in the right places, so we had to kind of build it out as the launch was already going on. So there was extra things being built on and stuff. It was all kind of working by the end, but obviously it would have been good if that was all perfectly in place at the start. The creator, unfortunately, wasn't very active pushing content, etc., leading up to and during the launch, which meant we had a lot less lead flow than we otherwise would have. So I reckon we could have had a lot more leads, probably printed a lot more cash, but unfortunately he wasn't able to be very active at that time. Tomek applied for A2P very late, unfortunately, and wasn't able to get accepted as everything wasn't in place and it was rushed. Partly my fault as well. Obviously, the sub-accounts were under my agency. We had a few problems with it. And because he wasn't really aware of how A2P works, we had a few problems with setting that up. But that would have been fine. But because we had left it so late, by the time we applied, it got declined and we weren't able to reapply and everything like that because it was during the launch. We also didn't have any financing options as we didn't get accepted in time again due to applying too late, not having payments that went through WAP, different issues like that. So, back to the drawing boards, the next launch on all these systems, SOPs, content, A2P and financing in place for incredible scale going forward, because as you can imagine, some of these issues like financing and stuff is massive, because it would have meant all of these different sort of payment plans and split pays on our side could have been fully sort of cash collected, which would have been insane. There would have been a lot more cash coming in, and we could have got these unqualified guys in as well. One thing I do want to show, the client took a screenshot. He was actually 8th on the WAP leaderboards, but he was 2nd. But unfortunately, we didn't get a screenshot, so you can take my word for that or not. It's up to you. But he was actually 2nd the day before this. But yeah, he was 8th in the WAP leaderboards for that day. Pretty fire as well. 138.3k rev, 94.2k cash collected. And obviously, Tomek personally took 15% of that. And so far, he's collected personally 13.375k in less than a month. But this number will increase too as the extra payments come in, payment plans, all this, payment plans, because he's only getting paid off, obviously, off the cash collected. So as more cash comes in from these payment plans, these split pays, he's going to be making even more money. But Tomek made 13.375 in less than a month, which is pretty fire. So lastly, what I wanted to go through, if you made it this far in the video, then you're probably already running an info product agency, a growth operating business, or maybe you at least feel like this is something you could do. It probably makes sense to you more than these kind of bullshitty business models, these get-rich-quick schemes. This probably makes a lot more sense to you. You recognize the potential in this business model, and you're committed to learning the strategies needed to succeed in this space. If it is, then listen closely, right? Just a bit of advice for you. Take action right now. Choose one strategy, whatever it is you're going to do. Go do outreach in a certain way, go launch in a certain way. Choose one strategy and implement it this week. Get started ASAP. Track your results, track everything, document what works, share your success, inspire others, and reinforce your progress. Choose a strategy and stick with it, and consistency wins. That's pretty much it, right? Just do the work, and everything will pay off. As many of you already know by now, I did open more spots to work with me one-on-one, so I can scale and work with more clients. This is your opportunity to work directly with me and my team, leveraging systems, processes refined through years of successful launches. And by the way as well, I worked one-on-one with Tomek on this launch, but we weren't working one-on-one together from the jump, right? So it's a completely different process. I'm going to do everything with or for you. My agency signs too many clients every single month, and I'm looking for people to work with me to build and scale info products for these clients, work with real clients, implement proven strategies, and generate real revenue without worrying about client acquisition. You can just plug into our established system with a proven track record. Everything we're doing that works, you can take that and plug it into all of your launches, right? So here's the offer. Here's the quick sales pitch, right? Let me just be completely honest with you. You're going to get a guaranteed client, because I hear that everyone struggles with getting a client, whether it's in this business model or any other. The biggest bottleneck people have is getting good clients. So we're going to give you a guaranteed client. Hand it over that we're signing through our agency. You're getting full one-to-one access to me and free unlimited go high level. Click the link below. I'm going to give you a little bit more of a breakdown now, but that's pretty much it, right? When you partner with me, you'll receive a guaranteed client to work with from day one. That depends on when your day one is, by the way, a little PS here. You don't just come in and get a guaranteed client if you don't know what you're doing. But as soon as you come in, we're actively working on getting a client for you, but we might need to work with you a little bit to get you on the same page, know where you're at, everything like that. But realistically, our systems are in place to be constantly landing clients. We are landing quite a lot of clients, to be completely transparent with you. But if you need to be taught a little bit, we'll work one-on-one with you. But don't worry, I will guarantee I'll get you to the position where you're ready to work with a client really, really quick. And not only that, I will then work with you on that client in a partnership to build and scale the info products for the client, work with you completely, scale them to 5, 6 figures plus. And obviously I'll take a minority rev share, you take a majority, and I'm going to help you land more clients after that as well, and how you can actually utilize that client, turn it into case studies and more clients. Full one-on-one access to me for strategy and implementation support, my personal WhatsApp iMessage number. You can call me, text me, whatever you need. Multiple weekly one-on-one calls with me. These are lengthy calls, not some like bullshit 10-minute calls. Free unlimited access to Go High Level. So it's a $497 a month value. You're getting that unlimited. So there's not much to explain with that. Obviously, inside the Go High Level account, you get my custom built snapshots with all the workflows, funnels, and automations that we use in the agency. People like Tamek are using to scale their offers as well. I'm going to personally, and my team's going to build with me as well, a custom built out Notion SOP, like a full Notion SOPs dashboard for your agency. And then inside that, you'll have SOPs for your clients that you can use as well. We're going to build that custom for you. Access to my team of experts for additional support. And then we're also going to implement for you a full killer sales team to work with you on your offers and scale you to the moon. I know everyone's out here, looking for appointment setters, looking for closers, everything like that. We're going to give you our teams, place them on your offers so you can absolutely scale to the moon. All you have to do is click the link below and hop on a quick call with us so we can help you map out your roadmap and give you the steps to build and scale your info agency. You only need one client to make over 10K per month in profit. And if you decide to work with us, we're handing you the client you need to start. Here's some results too. I don't want to flex too hard, but you can go check my stuff. You can check the funnel, whatever, for more proof. But here's some payments proof. Here's some of the guys popping off. We got Manish, we got Tamek, all these guys killing it inside the group. I just picked some random ones out. If you're ready to scale, but you're not looking for a full partnership right now, you can join Operator Labs. Feel free. That's where Tamek started. That's how he made 40K in 3 days. You get access to full unlimited Go High Level, my custom built snapshots with proven workflows, weekly group calls for ongoing support, private community, exclusive courses. We're making a lot of courses actually. It's going to be fire. Funnels and automations developed over 2 years of successful launches within my agency in Full Scale Lab. Perfect for agency owners and operators who want to scale independently, but they want, proven systems, community support. The best thing as well is we're actively working on this. A lot of people have these low tickets and they're just sort of a funnel into the high ticket, but we're really fulfilling for the guys in here, and a lot of them are really winning. So you can just literally just jump in the WAP now. The link's below. You can just get in with a 3-day trial. Then lastly, if you are just starting out, join our free community and watch the full free course video now. I'll put it on the screen too, so you can just click on that and take a look. You're going to get access to valuable resources and my starter course, a supportive community for growth operators, and it's perfect for those sort of jumping in the space who want to learn more before making a bigger commitment. You can click below, join the free community, but also in the watch this next section and on the screen now, we'll have this video, the full in-depth course. It's like a 4-hour course. It's super in-depth. This is like the sort of information people are out there charging 4 figures for. I'm giving you it for free. So if you don't want to jump in with any offers right now, that's completely cool. Go watch this video. Stop giving people your money and getting scammed. You're going to learn everything you need to learn here, honestly. If you don't need me, I'll kind of hold your hand and roadmap you, guide you through this. Go watch that video, learn what you need to learn, then make a start and make some money. Appreciate you boys watching. I hope you're ready to scale, make some money. Hopefully you can be the next Tamek, run up some huge offers, do these 6-figure launches. This is a really, really good space. It's in a really good place right now. People are thinking it's saturated and all this. It's complete bullshit. We're working with guys like Tamek, actively, consistently doing huge launches with, new creators left, right, and center. It's really not that hard, right? The work's front-loaded, so it does seem super hard at the start. It's hard to get clients. It's hard to do that first launch. I promise you, if you stick to it, you will do well because this model just makes a lot of sense. Appreciate you boys watching. Peace the fuck out.